Something massive just happened inside Apple's streaming empire, and honestly, almost no one saw it coming. Apple has officially retired the Plus. That's right. Apple TV Plus is gone. From now on, it's simply Apple TV. Short, bold, and perfectly Apple. But don't be fooled by how simple that sounds. This isn't just a logo update or a name tweak. It's a complete shift in Apple's streaming philosophy. One that could redefine the way we experience movies, shows, and even Apple hardware itself. This is Apple's biggest entertainment move since launching Apple TV Plus in 2019, and it reveals exactly where the company is heading next, from branding to AI-driven content curation to global dominance in streaming. So, let's dive deep into what's really going on and why this change could be one of Apple's smartest and most strategic rebrands ever, the big change. Since 2019, Apple TV Plus stood as Apple's flagship streaming service, the home of cinematic hits like Ted Lasso, Severance, and Foundation. But now, Apple has dropped the Plus entirely. From this point forward, it's Apple TV. Now, most companies would announce such a shift with fireworks. Apple? It quietly flipped the switch. No flashy press event, no dramatic trailer, because Apple doesn't need to tell people what's changed. It lets the experience do the talking. This move reflects how people already talk in real life. No one says, "Hey, let's watch something on Apple TV Plus." We all just say, "It's on Apple TV." Apple noticed that natural habit, and instead of fighting it, they embraced it. That's Apple's design philosophy in motion. Observe how people behave, then shape the product around that behavior. Why it makes sense. Here's the genius part. The Apple TV app isn't just a place for Apple originals anymore. It's become the hub of entertainment inside the Apple ecosystem, a single portal that blends your purchased iTunes movies, rentals, live sports, and even third-party content from Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, and Hulu. In other words, the word plus was starting to feel unnecessary, maybe even outdated. Back in 2019, the streaming landscape was filled with pluses, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Paramount Plus, you name it. But now, that plus trend has lost its edge. Apple doesn't chase trends, it creates them. By removing the plus, Apple is saying, we're no longer part of that crowd. We're building our own lane. It's not just about simplifying, it's about distinguishing. The evolution of Apple TV. Let's rewind a bit. When Apple first launched the TV app, it was just an aggregator, a clean, simple interface that pulled in shows and movies from everywhere. But fast forward to today, and that ecosystem has completely transformed. Apple TV has evolved into a powerful content platform, home to multi-award-winning originals that rival anything from Netflix or HBO. Think about it. Ted Lasso turned Apple TV into a pop culture phenomenon. Severance showed Apple could deliver prestige-level storytelling. Foundation proved Apple could pull off big budget. Sci-fi world building on par with Dune or Star Wars. Apple TV now represents premium storytelling, the kind that's cinematic, emotional, and polished down to the last pixel. And now, its new name finally reflects that maturity. No gimmicks, no extensions, just Apple TV. It's not another app. It's the destination for Apple's entertainment future. Brand consistency and strategy. If there's one thing Apple has mastered better than anyone else, it's consistency. Think about the product lineup: iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, Apple Music, Apple TV. All simple, direct, and beautifully unified. This rebrand eliminates years of confusion, especially since many people mixed up the Apple TV device, the Apple TV app, and the Apple TV Plus service. Now, it's all streamlined under one powerful name. That's not just smart design, that's brand architecture genius. And here's where it gets strategic. This move makes Apple's services bundle. Apple One feel even more cohesive. Apple TV now sits neatly beside Apple Music, Fitness Plus, Arcade, and iCloud Plus, each part of a seamless digital lifestyle. It's Apple saying, everything fits, everything feels connected. Timing is everything. Apple's timing here? Flawless. The rebrand comes right alongside the launch of the next-generation Apple TV 4K hardware, featuring faster performance, a new A17 Bionic chip, and smarter AI-driven recommendations, so While the world talks about the upgraded device, Apple quietly reinforces the new identity, getting twice the media buzz for one. Move, Apple's marketing strategy, has always been about stacked momentum, using one announcement to boost another. The new Apple TV name pairs perfectly with the refreshed product and rumored AI-driven Up Next system, which intelligently curates shows based on your viewing mood, time of day, and even device usage patterns. That's Apple using branding, software, and hardware in perfect sync. Global impact. This isn't just a Western move, it's a global play. In many countries, Plus never translated well or carried the same premium meaning. By standardizing the name worldwide, Apple simplifies its international marketing, one clear identity that transcends language. It also helps Apple grow in emerging markets like India, Latin America, and Southeast Asia, where local streamers dominate and brand simplicity matters most. A single, global Apple TV makes it easier for Apple to expand partnerships with sports leagues, regional studios, and broadcasters, all under one universally recognizable banner. The future of Apple TV. Now here's where things get really exciting. This isn't the end of Apple's TV journey. It's the beginning of something much bigger. By unifying its branding, Apple can now evolve Apple TV beyond just on-demand content. We're talking live sports integration, with exclusive MLB and MLS deals. AI-driven, news feeds curated via Apple News, partnerships, interactive experiences blending Apple, Vision Pro and TV content. Imagine watching a movie and seamlessly switching into an immersive Vision Pro mode, all within Apple TV, no separate app. No confusion. Just one unified platform that spans devices and realities. Apple is laying the groundwork for the future of entertainment, where hardware, software, and storytelling merge into one ecosystem. The big picture. So let's wrap this up. Apple's move to drop the E Plus isn't just branding minimalism, it's marketing mastery. It signals that Apple no longer needs extra symbols to prove its worth. The brand is the premium symbol. This rebrand represents confidence, clarity, and evolution. Apple TV isn't just a streaming service anymore. It's the cornerstone of Apple's entertainment empire, where technology and storytelling coexist with elegance. So next time someone says, "Let's watch something on Apple TV," remember, they're not just picking a show, they're stepping into the next era of Apple's entertainment vision. So what do you think about this bold rebrand? Is Apple being brilliant, or are they oversimplifying something that once stood out? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you love staying ahead of Apple's biggest moves, make sure to subscribe to Touch Trove, hit that like button, and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started with Apple's next chapter.